You see this video, this interview this man granted. This is the scariest interviews or videos I've watched concerning the 2027 presidential election. In fact, all the candidates, this man stated exactly what will happen to all of them or each of them. And what he said about Peter Obi is even the scariest of them all. And I don't even know how to qualify it, but I think this particular thing he said, well, let me not talk. Listen to him. You will understand better.
Because even now, it's most likely that Peter Obi may not contest 2027 election.
Why do you say so?
I'm seeing a lot of crisis in NDC that will consume him. I'm seeing it already. I'm seeing the.
Let's look at the candidates ahead of 2027 elections. There are quite a number of them: Donald Duke, Sowore, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and President Tinubu. Let's have your honest assessment of these candidates.
There are candidates that are filling the gap. Donald Duke is one of them. Sowore is another. I would call them filling the gap, even though they're my good friends, because they don't have the stature, the structure to be able to deliver a presidential election that will make them victors. Sowore may be profiting from the noise making here and there. He too was the alpha and omega of his political party. Only recently, when they gave him presidential candidate again, he stepped down from being chairman. So he's the alpha and omega of his party before now. So it's good to have people like that who are also adding voices to the national conversation of political involvement. Even though during the day they will say they will be making all the noise, at night they will tell you that Tinubu is building a one-party state. But meanwhile, they are emerging as candidates of their different parties. So that is that. Who is other candidate again? Atiku Abubakar. Don't forget that in 2023, I was very hard on him because in a country with so many ethnic configurations, you need to balance the political algorithms so that the dichotomies can be well, synchronized into the national conversation. Northern dichotomy, southern dichotomy. After Buhari 8 years, it is natural for the South to have his own shot of 8 years. And now we have Tinubu. They should allow Tinubu to do his 8 years. You can see how difficult it is for Peter Obi to market his slogan, I'm only coming to do 4 years. Even a lame duck critic will not buy such kind of rhetoric. Because you cannot get the presidency you have been looking for all this year, because it's only 4 years. As 8 years in Anambra, was able to impact significantly in Anambra. Where you have teachers going on strike, you have doctors going on 13-month strike. You cannot. When teachers went on strike, what happened? More than 3-4 months. He didn't do local government election once. He increased school fees in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, denied the children of the poor opportunity to advance further. And now President Tinubu has introduced NEL Fund, his crime blue mother. All of this, maybe perhaps he didn't realize that he would look for president one day. So that was the true self of Obi as governor of Anambra. He showed them pepper. So that one should be known. He says he wears one wristwatch. Pictures says this way, there are so many wristwatches. He has one. He says he wears one shoe. That's also a killer of productivity. If you are wearing one shoe, you are wearing one shoe, and nobody will produce shoes again because companies will follow up. So he thought he was playing on the sentiments of Nigeria to say he's very frugal when it comes to economic realities or economic engagements. But for God's sake, you cannot, any human being say variety is the spice of life. When you wear 2-3 shoes, companies produce shoes will keep producing, and they'll keep employing the people who are working in those companies to make ends meet. So all those kind of economic this thing that he was trying to propagate, they are to me, they are frugal economic measures that will not advance any serious discourse. So when you look at Atiku being the candidate of the North, Obi being the candidate of the East, Tinubu being the candidate of Nigeria, there's a reason why the outcome of 2023 elections came the way it came. I'm taking inspiration from what happened in 2023. I'm using that one to set agenda for 2027. Because even now, it's most likely that Peter Obi may not contest 2027 election.
Why do you say so?
I'm seeing a lot of crisis in NDC that will consume him. I'm seeing it already. I'm seeing the crisis. Being a political player, I can predict. I'm seeing the body language of the owner and owners of the NDC distinguished Senator Charlotte Dixon. Another tough cookie. Very cerebral. I'm saying that he's not going to give in easily to the trappings and temptations of the obedience who are loafing around on social media shouting Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. You need a political platform that has structure across the country. And the NDC as it is now has no structure apart from FCT and maybe a few states. In terms of 36 state structure, 774 local governments, my God, there's no time. Where is the time? That was what happened under Labour Party, that they were unable to produce 176,000 polling agents. They were 44,000 short of that figure. And they were the first to shout blue murder that elections were not being posted on IRF. So all of these things are technical, my brother. If you know party administration, you know that everything follows a pattern, structure. There are people who are gatekeepers in the different components of the party structures. So I'm not saying if Peter Obi presidency, he will contest him. Maybe he will donate his votes to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Most likely.
Are you saying that the NDC may scuttle his presidential ambition of being on the ballot?
It's not about NDC scuttling. It's about the fact that NDC is even, they have taken NDC to court. On issue of even registration has been issued.
No, but that one has been dismissed that NDC, the court compelled INEC to register. The only issue they had was the symbol.
They've not finished the case now. They have not finished the case. Are you speaking for them? They haven't finished. The case is still on. And it's a valid case because a court that a party that should present a man like Peter Obi, you know, who I like to refer to as behaving like the Chichi Dodo bird. Such a court, such a party should be free from all kinds of infractions. You know, the Chichi Dodo bird is a very beautiful bird, no stain and all that. In Ayikwaba's beautiful one. It's a peculiar bird in Ghana. It's not in Nigeria. But I'm just borrowing it to describe a Peter Obi. Who that bird does not eat anything apart from maggot.
Yeah. From physics.
And where did you get maggot? So, but it's not. It doesn't like steak. Don't touch me. Oh, it is a very credible bird. You know. So you are operating within a Nigerian populace that you yourself has accepted that Nigeria has a lot of challenges here and there and all that, and you want to be the sage from that system. And when you join a political party called NDC, you now know that there are certain infractions here and there. Your adherents and supporters are already criticizing the chairman. They are saying things are not done properly, that the primaries were not done in the proper sense. It was just like a coronation. Do you have a right to even complain that another party did coronation with their own presidential candidate when you also did the same thing? This is the reality. When people dwell in contradiction, oftentimes they don't remember. But when they are reminded, they'll start quarreling.
Let's look at in a free and fair contest. You have called some others as feelers. In a free and fair contest between Obi and Atiku, who do you think can give President Tinubu a refight in a free and fair, credible election?
Free and fair.
Free, fair, and credible.
None of them.
You think President Tinubu can win in a free and fair election?
Yes, and I will give you the reason. You see, people who don't understand Nigerian political temperature, they were ready to quickly conclude that Peter Obi is a moving train, is this, is that, and I'll give you. Politics is domiciled at the polling unit level, and because domiciled at the polling unit level, the polling unit leaders have their supporters. And these supporters are more in APC than in any other party. Namely, members of House of Assembly who are also interested in going back, members of Senate who are interested in going back, members of House of Reps who are interested in going back, governors, some of them going back, others bringing successors. On election day, they queue. They have imparted in the people in their area. So give or take, they will have opportunity to rally around voters in their domain than those whose party has not been formed and who has not gotten a foothold in the rural areas. 176,000 polling units is no joke. It was the reason why many of these parties will not be able to produce agents, because you are supposed to pay agents. If you are paying agents 10,000 and multiplied by 176,000, tell me what you're going to get. Where do you have the resources? So when people talk, they should look at the geography, the technicalities, the methodologies. You see, each time I engage some of these media guys, anchors, when they talk, I don't look at them, I just laugh. If I go to my polling unit in Okola, unit 1, Ward 5, where I belong, we know ourselves. We'll give Mama Sadia, how now? You're going by day. This world, know ourselves. And right there, within there, we know that yes, APC is on ground, he will win these polling units. It is the reason why Peter Obi in the Southeast in 2023 won in those places, even though some of it was exaggerated. Because we had 90% attendance, 89% attendance. It's not possible. Attendance at elections is maybe 60%, 62% at most. So, under a free and fair election, Tinubu has the foot soldiers that will man the different places more than any of these political aspirants or candidates. Where is the strength of Showore? Has he been able to produce a councillor in his party? Where is the strength of Donald Duke? How many governors does he have? Or how many senators? Or how many House of Reps? How many House of Assembly? How many local government chairmen? I didn't even mention that earlier. You know, and these people, the local government chairmen, are closer to their people. The people benefit from their engagements at the local level every time.
In ideal situations, because some of them also may be there, they are not impacting on the lives of their people.
And those ones, if they are 20, 15 can impact, 5 may not impact. So if you lose 5 out of 20, if you lose 5 out of 20, you are still at the threshold of victory. 15. That's the issue. Just look at it holistically. Remove sentiments. So it is difficult. You have ministers who will go up to show the president that they are in charge in their areas. You have other political appointees, my brother, to defeat an incumbent. Tinubu is not President Jonathan.
So you're blaming Jonathan?
Of course. I blame him right to his face. I like his calm, his demeanor, his composure, but that is not the spirit of the Niger Delta person. we are tough cookies. You cannot take us for a ride. But President Jonathan was taken for a ride because he was not in charge. I was opportune to witness a particular meeting when I accompanied the Mondokosi to one of the meetings, and the president was talking about the powers of the president. The moment a tiger tells you that he's a tiger, he's no longer a tiger. A tiger does not need to profess his tigritude for you to know that he has capacity to devour. So once the president had banded the table and said, you know the power of the president, then the power is gone. The action of a leader dictates the strength or weakness of such a leader. So, I had opportunity to work with Jonathan, former president, but I turned it down. So it's not. He didn't behave like a typical Nigerian Delta person. we are not given for all of this quiet disposition, gentility, and all that. No, you know when they say area, what they say area, you say you answer area. Hey, if you give them bows, you give them bars. So make anybody come, push you anyhow. You don't collect.
Let's wrap up.
I've been wrapping up.
Okay, final. If President Tinubu, for the sake of argument,
yes,
loses or the party is fragmented before 2027, does Governor Okpobolo have a plan B, or is Edo betting everything on plan A, which is President Tinubu?
The word "if" does not arise. When you should be asking me when President Tinubu is returned as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for another term, what do you think you'll be looking at?
Do you know why I said if?
Yes, I don't know.
The life we live is not in our hands.
No,
the time we have is for us to use. No. So when we say if,
those are extreme situations,
yes,
and I'm not looking at those extreme.
Elections.
Please,
anybody can lose elections.
No, not losing.
Anybody can lose elections.
I have given you the scenario that will not be cost of lose.
It has only been when you don't think he can lose.
See, it can't lose. Because let me tell you, I just give you the analysis. People can shout from now till their kingdom come. Naysayers, opinion molders. Governance is not run on public opinion. Anybody who is running government on public opinion will enter the forest of Sambisa and will not come back. Government is a planned indulgence. Leadership is a planned indulgence carried out by the leader who has been appointed or elected to represent and approximate the collective aspirations of a people. Is it Thomas Jefferson that said it, that only the president knows where he's taking his people and not where his people are taking him? So when you dwell too much on public opinion, nobody gauges public opinion. You will run foul of the entire system.
If I perceive you are taking me to the wrong direction, I should keep quiet and be going with you?
What do you call wrong direction?
If I perceive you are driving me, I am not seeing where you are leading me to.
Okay,
I should just keep quiet?
No, you are not going to keep quiet. That's why you have critics. There are people who have been given national honors of being critics. That's another job for the boys, being a critic. There are lawyers who are human rights activists, even though their own rights too is oftentimes not defined. It's the truth. I know they don't want to call names. They call themselves human rights criticizing government, but what they do in their chambers and their little companies is an eyesore. So I am not one of those that can easily be persuaded by some arguments, because I have a lot of experience about governance, about